Crypto sequence start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I live by the old code of second floor!
Why look for a scientific explanation when you can put blind trust in an invisible Sky Daddy?
Sky Daddy all the way.
Go watch your crappy sitcom! Turn up full volume, why don't you?
Aubrey, weird, I can't even get through my couch!
All right, welcome back to the second floor experience, everyone. Hopefully our SIM card continues to work.
Hopefully.
And sometimes these cameras just have ghosts in them, man. Like they'll work for forever, and then we'll get a little bug going on.
Yeah. Looks like it's holding up.
Good deal.
Dude, so have you seen any, like, the whole story behind Ben Askren lately?
I saw that he got like double pneumonia and then needed a lung transplant,
Yes.
but I haven't heard much since then.
Dude, his whole like recovery thing is like insane, bro. Like watching, have you like seen videos of him or anything?
I think so. I think I saw like a really brief clip and it was just like he was super skinny.
Yeah. Pretty inspiring, dude, I have to say. Like he's been posting these, you know, like weekly updates or whatever. And it's just crazy especially seeing like a before and after picture. Seeing him now, it's like, in some ways it's hard to watch because it's like, dang, dude. I can imagine what it was like to go through that, but yeah, I mean, it's just amazing to see him keep going. Like,
What, did he get the transplant yet?
he did. Yeah, he did.
Oh, really?
Yes. And I think like Jake Paul and like Dana White, maybe even Andrew Tate, like all kind of like pitched in to help pay for it and everything. So it's been pretty cool.
Wow. Imagine waking up with a different person's lung inside of you.
But, bro, I think 2.
Both, he got a double lung transplant?
I'm pretty
Oh
sure.
my gosh. That's just so insane to me to even think about how doctors can do that.
I know. Bro.
Surgeons can do that. That is so crazy, man.
Yeah. Yeah, one of the few positive things that comes across my X feed.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Like inspiring.
Yeah. That's like where he posts all the stuff. So
What's a negative?
I mean, I guess my feed isn't like crazy negative. It's just like so much random crap. Today I saw there's like a viral video going around of this like metallic sphere over some volcano in Mexico that everyone's going crazy about.
Really?
Yeah.
Love that.
Love it, dude. That's
why you have the app.
That's why.
To see stuff like that.
Yeah, you gotta be in the know.
Dude, I saw that apparently Texas is trying to pass a law that would kind of redraw like the congressional map and give Republicans a little bit more they would give like Republicans a few more seats basically in this Senate, I think. Texan Senate. And apparently Texas Democrats like fled. It's like a strategy apparently. It's like it's a special congressional hearing that's called to vote on that, but also a few other bills too. And the Texas Democrats just dipped and like flew to Chicago, and it like
Oh my gosh! I think I just saw something on this.
it's like a strategy to kind of I don't know, like prolong, or apparently when a special congressional hearing's called, it's only for a certain amount of time, and if that time passes, you have to like call another one. But it apparently like puts the other bills in jeopardy too of not passing, because there's some kind of time limit on it. And so Greg Abbott was apparently pretty upset and was like fining them $500 a day and saying that like he's gonna put out a warrant for their arrest if they don't get back, and like take away their seats and stuff. Apparently it's happened before in 2021. The same thing happened. Which, I mean, it's kind of scary if you're gonna like put out a bill to redraw something like the congressional seats, because it's like if the Republicans can do it, then anyone can do it.
I mean, yeah.
But I guess you have to be in. I mean, obviously, you have to be in enough power to be able to pass a bill like that. So, I mean, I don't really know that much about it. I just saw a headline, so
yeah,
I read an article.
Like, oh, how is that even?
I don't know.
Gonna get passed? That's crazy.
I don't know, but apparently they think that they can do it. Who knows?
I did see that, like, Greg Abbott was on an interview or something on some news channel, saying these Democrat congressmen or whatever they are, like, need to come back to work or whatever. And apparently that he can arrest them, like he can have them arrested. I was like, what?
Awesome. Awesome.
That's insane. Yeah, my entire X feed lately has just been it's so stupid. Like the majority of it has been the whole Sydney Sweeney.
What's going on
American
with that?
Eagle ad.
What's going on with that?
Sydney Sweeney came out with this ad with American Eagle, and it's pretty like provocative. Nothing like crazy, but yeah. And so the whole thing is like Sydney Sweeney has great genes, and so like the whole left is like freaking out, calling her a Nazi because the whole it's all there's like this whole thing that they're coming up with of how like this whole idea of Sydney Sweeney has great genes like goes back to like Hitler and them like trying to like produce the master race of like blonde hair, blue eyes, like
nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, American Eagle came out with a message and was like, we don't care, basically.
Well, okay, I saw that. I saw that they came out with a statement about it, but that's kind of wild because it was only like a few years ago where if you were able to push back on any type of company, dude, they would flip like instantly. They would just come out and be like, we're so sorry, we didn't mean to offend.
Yeah.
And it's just like so nice to feel like we're coming out of that finally.
Yeah, it's like cancel culture is losing its power.
Yes.
Which is so nice.
I was watching a video today and they were talking about an article from the New York Times that gentle parenting is out and F around and find out parenting is in.
Really?
They're like that exact title was like a New York Times article.
Dang.
Yeah. It's pretty wild. So yeah, I think that lends credibility to the idea that the cancel culture, the gentle, don't offend me, hopefully is turning a little bit.
Yeah. Wow, that's super interesting. Do you feel like that's just because of the current president, or do you think like this would have happened regardless?
I think it has a lot to do with the current president. I just think that the person, typically like the person in power, and the people in power like tend to set the precedent. And I just saw like, I think we saw all these companies follow like the previous sort of administration.
Yeah.
It was like that was the tone that was set, and it was kind of hard to push against the grain. And now I think the same thing's happening, but in reverse.
Yeah.
But I do think that people are tired of it. But I think it's just easier to like push back now. It's more accepted.
Yeah.
It's like you're not like your business is not going to get destroyed if you push back now. It's like, okay, whew, thank goodness.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like at least I would hope that things would eventually swing back this way, like at some point, right? But I do feel like the current administration is kind of like sped up that pendulum swing, you know?
Yeah.
Of like bringing back, I mean, I guess in a sense, like the freedom of speech, like the freedom of like just be able to say what you want.
Yeah.
Without fear of being canceled. So
100%. I think, dude, I feel like when we went to Coeur d'Alene, Idaho,
dude,
that was a place where I really felt like there was so much freedom there.
yeah.
I don't know. It felt
I
like
was so
old time
shocked
America.
by that. I didn't know anything about Idaho at all.
Yeah, me neither.
And like everyone there was just all about it, bro. They were freaking like American, dude.
It was
That was like
awesome.
one of the most American 4th of Julys I've ever experienced.
Same.
Yeah.
And so Montana's like that too. At least like when we went to Bozeman, it was cool, dude. It was really cool because they have Montana State University there. And so it's like a college town. So there's a lot of young people around. It's very it just got like a very young feel.
Yeah.
But there's also like a lot of older architecture. I went to this restaurant that was like that used to be like an old train station. So, and they like turned that into a restaurant, which was really cool. And, you know, obviously like Yellowstone was freaking sick. Like
Dude,
Yellowstone's less than 2 hours away. And so we had to do like the lower loop day trip, which was awesome. I feel like the classic Yellowstone memory that you have to get is like seeing a bison stop traffic. Like if you see that, I feel like that's a classic Yellowstone moment. And we got to see that. Like one was like walking past us in the other lane, stopping like all the traffic. It was so funny. We saw two like giving themselves dirt baths, like just rolling around in the dirt. There's like just these little two dust clouds out there. That was pretty cool. I had no idea how many of like the geysers and basins, and there's a few other names for them, but like the steam, they're the pools that steam, that like, you know, they have the sulfuric smell, and then like some of them bubble, and then you have of course Old Faithful, just like the main geyser attraction. But dude, they're all over the place.
Really?
Yeah, it's kind of wild, because like Yellowstone is like a giant volcano.
Yeah.
And so that was just really weird to experience. Like people have died. Like there's been several people that have died from like walking off because they have like wooden paths built in some of the like the main attractions for the basins. And they have like it's like a wooden decking basically you walk out on, right? And so they apparently like a few people have actually died from walking off the path, and the ground is sometimes just like a crust. And so people have like fallen in, and the water's like, it's like, what is a hot tub normally? Like 100 degrees, I'm pretty sure. Like a hot tub's like around there. I think
no clue.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Yeah.
Like when we went to like Sam's dad's hot tub, it was like,
That's right.
if it's not hot, it's like typically 90, 95. But if it's like the perfect temperature is like 100 around there. These are like 140 to 180, something like that. So I'm pretty sure like people got like burned alive. And there's been like
suck.
hundreds of people that have gotten just burned from the water itself, and then some people have lost pets too because the pets will go out there and
Dang, dude.
which sucks. That's gotta really suck. So that was really interesting. But the landscape is really cool. It's like Yellowstone to me, it's like a different style of Colorado. Like there's a lot more like rolling meadows and fields of grain and stuff like that around Bozeman. And there's obviously you have the mountains, of course, and some of the mountains look pretty similar to Colorado like type mountains because I think they're a part of the same mountain range. Some of the same mountain ranges, maybe. I don't know. But it just is like it's so open. Like it's just so vast. And there's a lot more, like the rolling hills have a lot more grass on it. So it's like, it just kind of, the landscape kind of flows more. It's interesting. Okay. Whereas I feel like Colorado, it's just more of like, it's like real jagged. There's just like a bunch of mountains and then rocks, you know, and I don't know. I just felt like it was, and dude, just like, there's like this beautiful river that runs through like Gallatin Gateway into Yellowstone. And it's just super, trout fishing is like huge there. Fly fishing is huge. We walked into a store and there was like just the pole, like just the actual physical pole for fly fishing, $1,000, over $1,000.
Dude.
And so my sister was telling me that people actually like make their living by just basically making fly fishing gear for people, like flies or rods or reels, I guess, or whatever.
That's something I've never done. I've never done fly fishing.
I know. Well, you can go for a tour for the slim price of $500. But I do think that includes like rental gear too, so you'll have all the gear.
Jeez. Yeah. Dude, if I pay that much money, I better catch something, dude.
Right? Yeah. I did the first day there, I got up and I did like a 30-minute like walk run and came back because our Airbnb had like a, you know, small, it was a big creek, like real small river type running through. And I just like laid down in it and it's like,
oh yeah,
freezing, dude. It's like glacier snow melt, but it felt awesome. Awesome.
So what would you say is like, of all the places you've been in the U.S., what would you say is your favorite so far?
Okay, let me just think of where I've been. I've been to Florida with you, been all around Texas, I've been to Oklahoma, been to Colorado, I've been to California on the coast, I've been to Washington, and I've been technically into Idaho for just a little bit. I've driven through Arizona into California, but I never really went anywhere in Arizona. Also been to New Mexico too, and Louisiana, and Kentucky actually. When we went there for I think it's Kentucky. Yeah, we went there for that revival they had.
Oh yeah, dude.
Oh, that's so funny. I think, dude, honestly, I probably have to say Washington.
Really?
I would, yeah, like that trip was like the most beautiful trip I've been on. But like I've hiked into Colorado the same way we hiked into
Kolchak. Yeah.
And the comparison is like, dude, Kolchak was like out of this world beautiful.
It really was.
And just even like, I don't know why, but I'm such a sucker for like the Washington like grass and how lush it is.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And then like, you know, and we were able to like sit in the field in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, and like bare feet and walk around. Because here I just feel like unless you have St. Augustine grass, it's like there's stickers everywhere.
Yeah.
Or it just gets so hot that the grass is just like freaking nails or something. And so there it's just like it's so lush and nice, and the summers are amazing. Now, I've never been in the winter, and apparently Montana winters are brutal too, like really brutal.
Really?
Like worse than Colorado ski winters. Like they'll get in the negatives.
Dang, that'd be pretty nuts.
Their winter is as bad as our summer. So I definitely think it's the move to like vacation during Texas summer somewhere else.
Yeah.
Like somewhere where like Montana or Colorado or Washington. But yeah, dude, I have to say that's like my favorite. Just the weather, it just feels so, it's like getting a warm hug every time you walk out of the house. It's just so nice. It's just so nice.
Yeah. Yeah. Gosh, bro. So like, just in terms of view, like you would take Kolchak over Yellowstone?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I mean,
I haven't been to Yellowstone, so
there's some amazing views in Yellowstone. Amazing. But I just don't think that. Okay, maybe it's just because of like my preference of landscape. I've always loved like the mountains with like a little bit of snow on them, and then like really clear water.
Yeah.
And then like really lush forest. Like that's like quintessential trifecta of landscapes that I love. Because in Texas, you go to the freaking beach, it's muddy water.
Yeah.
There's no mountains, and the forests are not like near as lush. Like I grew up watching movies that were filmed in like California.
Yeah.
And those types of forests. And I'm like, where is that? Where is that? Because I want to be there. And so like the way to Kolchak and the hike to Kolchak and Washington in general is all of that. Like the river we went to the day that we were there too. It's just like,
dude,
it's insane that we can just go here just to hang out for a few hours because it's just so freaking beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, that Kolchak view, bro. Like when we got up there,
that will be in my head forever.
I don't know what will top that.
And did like the sun coming up and just oh my gosh, man.
It was like every time I would like turn around and just like take it in. It just would never get old.
It doesn't.
It just never got old.
The fact that we can look down off of like our 40-foot little precipice that we were on and see like the fish at the bottom of the lake.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
Gosh,
that
dude.
is so insane. Yeah, it would have been crazy to hike through it too. Like to keep going on the trail.
I know.
That would have been so
Yeah, I wonder if it's even possible to get over to like that other side where like the actual mountain goes up.
I'm pretty sure that's where it goes.
Really?
I think so.
Dude, that would be nuts.
Yeah.
That would be crazy.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is I have to say I think the Kolchak view takes the cake, but that is like a lot of how Lake Tahoe felt too.
Ooh.
Yeah, just like it's like a massive lake, you know. It's a freaking gigantic lake, but there's just like giant mountains like all on the sides, and the weather too. It's just like that feeling. It's so nice.
Dang. Yeah, I bet Lake Tahoe's probably your favorite place.
Probably.
You think so?
Probably. Well, it's like I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if anything will top, at least not yet. Like the Lake Kolchak view it's like unreal.
Yeah.
It's like someone painted it.
It is.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so like Lake Tahoe, like you feel that too. Like it is that grand, but There's just something special about Kolchak, dude.
Yeah, we earned that view.
We did, bro.
That's why it feels amazing.
Yeah.
We earned that view, dude.
Yeah, I do really want to go to Yellowstone at some point. That'd be dope.
I'm trying to think what else we saw there. Oh, there's like a pretty insane waterfall.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Let's see if I can find it. Well, it was really cool because like we found like there's like an upper and lower place that you could stop to see it, and the upper, you basically look at it from a distance essentially, and then so like that background is the waterfall.
Damn.
But
that does look like Colorado.
But then we went like, dang, dude. I mean, this is what I mean. Like that's in Yellowstone. It's just like rolling meadows of amber waves of grain.
Dang, yeah, the mountains. Looks like it has a lot of trees on it too.
They do. Yeah, they do. Gosh, I don't know if I have. I think it might be on Taylor's phone. Or in our shared. Oh, here it is. In our shared albums. But yeah, like that's over the top of those falls.
Dang.
Yeah. So I feel like.
Bro, what is it about a waterfall that's just so mesmerizing?
I would hate to be the first person to discover that one on a canoe. Tell you that much. Because that was a far drop.
Dude, speaking of waterfalls, I wonder if I had this post saved. It was this guy, he was comparing the amount of water. He was like telling all these facts about the Niagara Falls and how much water like goes over the waterfall, in like a given day or whatever. And it was like billions of gallons or something like that.
Right.
And then he compared it to how much water like went through Texas in the flash flood, and it's kind of insane. Hold up. I know I have it. Let's see. Okay, yeah, listen to this, dude. I'm just gonna play it.
So this is just mind-blowing. Right here, Niagara Falls, 757,000 gallons of water per second going over those falls. That works out to about 45 million gallons a minute, 2.7 billion gallons an hour, or roughly 65 billion gallons of water a day going over the edge. Now, that is an absolutely incredible amount of water, but it is only roughly half the amount of the 120 billion gallons of water that fell on Central Texas this past July 4th.
Oh
so they
my
say about
God.
2 inches of rain fell in those early morning hours, which led the rivers to do this, to rise about 26 feet in a matter of 45 minutes. That's less than an hour. So when you see the
Dude. What is it, like 67 billion gallons of water a day?
That's crazy.
And that's only half the amount of what
happened?
Freaking Central Texas.
That is so crazy.
That I can't even comprehend that, dude.
I know. It's just. I mean, that's why they say it's once in 100 years type flood. Speaking of interesting phenomenon, I am like deep in an audiobook right now.
Really?
Of this dude that I think that you would really enjoy. He's can't believe I've never heard of him before. But I first found him on Sean Ryan's podcast. And dude, it is like mesmerizing. His story is crazy. And apparently he's like one of the most studied people that's encountered a UFO.
Really?
Or UFOs, yeah. And like, you know, they have a bunch of different terms for what he's experienced in different ways. But what makes him so interesting, like he's been studied by like NASA, CIA, NSA, like all the people that have any questions about UFOs from the government, like will come and talk to him and study him. It's crazy. And his life story is pretty wild. Like he's just like a good old country boy from North Carolina. He used to have like a $20 million a year business building homes. He built like 100 homes a year. And he basically ended up like developing Crohn's disease, and which is like chronic IBS basically. And it was on the bath. He went to the bathroom 20 to 25 times a day.
God.
So that like really started to hinder him from running his business. So he had to sell his business. And then him and like his first encounter story is basically him and his construction workers take his truck and they go down to the river after he sells his business, and they spend the night like fishing there. And they like make a fire, and he's like super depressed because he had to sell his business and basically like barely broke even, had to sell his house. Like it was during the 2007, 2008 crisis. And basically he's like lost everything. And so, and he doesn't know like where his next work's going to come from, like how to get a job. He can't really even work. He's got Crohn's disease.
Dang, dude.
And so just really bleak. And so he goes on a walk, and he basically like encounters these balls of light, and they start like talking, like telepathically talking to him after he's like tries to run away. And then like he has this encounter. He like runs back to the guys, and they're like, dude, where have you been? Like you've been gone for hours. He's like, no, I've only been gone for like 20 minutes. And his son had come with them, and his son wasn't there. And they're like, yeah, like your son has been gone also for hours looking for you. So then he goes and looks for his son, finds his son like cowering under the brush, and like basically stumbles upon him. And his son had been like basically paralyzed there by these beings, like had not been able to like scream or run or move. And like his son is like freaked out. And so they come back, and there's like this whole crazy like scene where they get in a truck, and they're like all freaked out, and they're all like driving away, and they're trying to get to this person's house, and this person is like not, the TV's on, but like the door's open, like nobody's home, and the orb like starts following them, like following the truck. And somehow in all of that, he is like has this sort of episode where he is just like totally at peace with his first wife got in like a really tragic car accident, and he was the first one to find her, and she like died in his arms. Like, gosh, this dude has been through some insane stuff in his life, and he'd always blamed himself and for it, and never really had been able to recover totally from that. And like these beings basically told him like, hey, it's not your fault, like we're not. And then eventually, so they're like freaking out, and then he's like getting this feeling that they basically tell him that they're not here to hurt him, they're here to help him, but they're still like all freaked out. And so he like drives and drops his guys off. Then him and his son go home. They like, barricade the house or whatever, and they have like a bunch of hunting dogs on their property, and so the hunting dogs are going crazy. They see these beings like come out of the woods and stuff, like
what the crap?
Yeah, he like describes them as they're like translucent, they shimmer like the moon, and they have these like red eyes that are like they close up and down, Like they have almost like mechanical sort of like eyelids that go up and down like that, and they communicate like telepathically. And so he basically goes through what makes so his story is really interesting because he keeps it quiet for a long time, but like the town finds out. So he becomes like the town kook for like basically 10 years, but 5 of those years it's just him. And then he's so upset that he starts like he's also like Pentecostal too, by the way. So the church thinks that he's dealing with the devil, and he just like, you know, wants someone to listen to him, whatever. So then he like prays. He's like, God, I want someone else to talk. His son's having like nightmares like every few days for years. Like it really ruins a lot of their life, pretty much their entire lives. He's also like dead broke, living in a trailer because, also after that first initial encounter, he gets healed of Crohn's disease.
Really?
And the doctors like have no idea how. Like the next few days, the Crohn's just like goes away. So that's crazy. They don't know why. And then, so fast forward, like he's going through all this crazy stuff in his life. Like he loses reputation. You know, he had to sell his house, all this stuff. And he basically like, no one will really hire him because of how crazy his business got. Like his reputation kind of got muddled a little bit. And then now he's known as the crazy guy. And then he can't go to church either because everyone at the church thinks he's crazy.
Gosh,
and
bro.
So he like loses his whole life pretty much. And then he's so upset that he's like, I just wish like my family would understand. And his family thinks he's crazy too. It's like, I just wish my family would understand what I'm talking about. And so then his family starts seeing like shadow figures in the house, start having like orbs like follow them home. His wife like sees those little beings, like doesn't tell him about it. And then he finds this show called UFO Files, and they're like really country. I mean, like really country. And they didn't have internet for a long time, so they got internet. He finds out there's a show called UFO Files. He like applies. It doesn't apply, but he basically like sends them his story. And then like, we want to interview. He like gets freaked out, and then they like finally do this whole interview with him for the show. And dude, they just like, it really pissed me off because they like really stabbed him in the back. They promised him all these things like, yeah, we're gonna like really get your story out there. You know, your kids are gonna, you know, get to tell their part of the story. And they just like broke promise after promise after promise, and like they just were out to make a dramatic episode.
Yeah.
And so that took his like, they made him take a lie detector test and surprised him about it, and like grilled him for like 45 minutes where he didn't even know. He thought they were just going to go sign some papers. So they like made him look like he was faking it, basically. The whole show like cast doubt on his story. And so now, not just locally is he known this airs nationwide.
Jeez, bro.
And so for the next like 5 years after that, his whole family, like all the teachers at school, all the kids at school, of course, like the town, but like people or, you know, just make fun of his whole family. But he has neighbors that call him and are like, after the show comes out, the neighbors call him and are like, hey, we like saw some stuff that night too. Like we saw like an orb come over, like fly over our house. And so like a few neighbors, he was like, oh shoot, like I think other people saw this too. And come to find out, like there's a guy from NASA that came and actually like really became their friends and became friends with the family and like investigated his whole account. He also went and talked to like a bunch of people in the town. And there was like a ton of people that also said that they saw stuff that same night he had that encounter too. Because like he's like describing as they're like driving away out of this river, and they have to drive like through town to get to these guys' house and drop them off. Then they go back to their house, and then they like ended up leaving their house in the middle of the night too. So they're like traveling all around. And the orbs are like following them all around. And so it makes sense that other people would have seen stuff too.
Yeah.
And so you have that whole encounter, and then you have like the family getting kind of introduced to it, right? Then he kind of basically comes out after this like essentially like 10 years of just darkness. His whole life's ruined. Like no one believes him. And he just kind of comes to this moment where he's like goes outside, looks up in the sky, and is like, why did you do this to me? Like, like, thank you for like healing me from Crohn's, but you basically ruined my reputation. My kids hate that they are known for this. I'm in basically living in poverty for the past 10 years. You know, my wife has had to deal with all this stuff. Like, I hate this, you know? Like, he felt an intense sense of meaning when it first happened to him. Like, he had to tell people about this. And so he's like, you gave me this mission and this dream, but like, no one believes me. And so he then gets visited by this woman. And it's like another figure, but she's like very clearly a woman. And she like basically gives him like this crazy prophecy. And she says like we've heard what you said, and we're gonna like now appear for you when you want. And so apparently for the past like, I guess it's been, I don't know, the past 5 to 10 years, he's like not just government officials and stuff like that, but like journalists and apparently like people will just like regular civilians will like just come over to his house and they'll just like see these orbs flying around and like just these incredible extraterrestrial events that they can not explain. And like he has like tons of videos apparently. He'll be like, so there's a colonel with a PhD that basically pioneered a lot of the government's UFO research who did the introduction to his book. Then the former director of the CIA did the foreword to his book. So he's like, he has friends like way high up in the government. And they say in the foreword and the introduction, like, yeah, I was on the phone with Chris one time and had a great conversation. He's like, oh, they're here again. And then hung up the phone and like sent me a video a few minutes later of these orbs flying around his front porch and just stuff like that where you're like, what the crap? And basically the crazy sort of finale of this story is there was this whole other event where this tree like spontaneously caught on fire and started like bursting out flames from like the inside out. It burned like from the inside out, super hot, super fast. And they had a journalist come out, and as the journalist was going towards the tree, like the whole family was out there like welcoming the journalist in, and the journalist was going, they were all going out this tree, and then all of a sudden like his dog runs past them and is like spurting blood out of a cut, like just randomly gets this incision on its neck, like on its jugular vein, and his blood's just going everywhere. And they're like, you know, obviously react, and they're trying to stop the dog, and the dog, you know, is bleeding out. And Chris is like telling the story, and he's like, I knew my dog was about to die like in seconds. There's no vet, like the vet's like an hour away. It's got this incision, I like basically cut its throat essentially, but it was just fine a few seconds ago, and now it has this random cut. And so all he did was just like, he's like, I just put my hand on, like I didn't know what else to do. I just put my hand over the thing, and there's blood going everywhere. And then like they're all like kind of gathered around. The journalist is there, like they don't know what's going on. And he like lifts his hand away, and the cut's gone. And the dog just like gets up and is fine, wagging its tail, is fine. Blood everywhere, keep in mind.
Yeah.
And the journalist sees all of this. And so that sparked a whole new sort of thing. Like, you know, a bunch more people were interested in like, hey, what happened, dude? And then apparently, you know, some other big wigs got caught wind of that sort of like they like healing, I guess. And some like super high up New York doctor, and you know, the wife was like a surgeon or something like that. Like their son had some incurable disease and was dying. And they were like, hey, can you just like come see our son? And like he needs your help or whatever. And he's like, okay, like I guess I'll fly up to go see your son. I've never met any of you guys. And, you know, he like basically goes up and sits in the son's hospital bed for like hours until like 1 a.m. and is just praying like, okay, God, like what do I do? I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Like, why am I here? And like at 1 a.m. he's been there for hours, and he just feels like, I just felt like I needed to go up and just hug him and leave. So he goes up and he like hugs him, the kid in the hospital bed. And I think the kid's like unconscious, pretty sure. And then leaves. And like the next day the kid's healed.
Gosh.
And like there's a few other little stories like that. But anyway, I heard the podcast and now I'm like halfway through his book now. So the book gives a little bit more detail, but the podcast I think is more interesting just because he's telling the story.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that's been my latest kick lately, dude. And so he's like, still like a full on believer, like believes that the woman that came to see him was the Holy Spirit embodied. Because there was like this huge like gust of wind that like hit him, like hit his whole body. Like out of nowhere right before the woman showed up in front of him. And so, a lot of other things like, there's a lot of other things that makes him think that I don't know, that it apparently like really deepened his faith even after the whole church thing.
Yeah.
And, there's a little bit like at the end of the Sean Ryan show where he's like basically reveals that he was given this prophecy from this lady about like the end times.
Really?
Yeah, apparently. And so like it's just super fascinating to me because I've never quite heard a story like his before where you have like a main encounter. A lot of the stories that you hear is like one encounter.
Yeah.
Right? Of like some UAP. Right? But like his is a crazy encounter, and then also like all these government officials like trust him. He's been studied by all these universities, and then his family sees it too, and then now apparently people that come there can see it. Also, there's been people that have cancer that will come to like one of his little. I don't know if it's like advertised. I don't think it's advertised. I think it's just like I don't know how it all works, but there just be people that I think you have to kind of have an in somehow, and you can go to his house. There's been like a lady that's had cancer that goes there and sees a crazy phenomenon, goes back home and is like healed of her cancer unexplainably. And so then you add like the layer of healings too.
Yeah.
That's weird too. Like people that go there also see unexplainable things. He sends videos to government officials of orbs. Like I've never heard of that before.
That's pretty wild.
And the last like main story is they took like a spirit box out. You ever seen one of those in like a ghost hunting show where it's like it like taps into the frequencies of like radio waves and stuff? And so they take a spirit box out there to that tree, and all of a sudden a voice comes through and it's like Chris, like the Pope, it's in danger. He's in danger. And they're like, where? And it's like Philadelphia. And so he like calls his government friend, and then on the phone, like has like the phone with the spirit box, and the dude on the phone is like hearing the thing talk through the spirit box.
What?
Yeah. And so then he like books flights for them to like come out to Philadelphia because the Pope is apparently like scheduled to come to Philadelphia. And they like talk with other, they like have a government powwow or whatever. And apparently they like later found out that there was a guy plotting like a terrorist, it was a terrorist plotting to like kill the Pope. And he doesn't like claim that he doesn't claim that that was, that he had anything to do with that, but he's just like saying that, this thing is warning of them to protect the Pope. And then they find out, like the government basically finds out that there was this guy that they catch a guy, they arrest a guy who was apparently like trying to kill the Pope, like at that event. So just stuff like that, where it's like, there's so many different categories of interesting events happening that you're like, dude, like, this is crazy. This is wild.
I mean, what do you even do with that? Like,
I don't know.
Like, where does your mind go when you read
I just
like,
love,
hear
dude.
that
I just
stuff.
love it. Like, I'm so fascinated with it. I'm like, wow, there's just really, to me, I'm just like, okay, like there's just things that I don't understand about this. To me, it's like I guess there's things that I don't understand about the spirit world, which, like, more and more time goes by, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I feel like, I don't know, there's just, when I hear stories like that, or when I used to hear stories like that, I would be like, this is so dumb. Like, whatever, this person, da 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 da. But then the older I get, I'm just like, wow, I feel like there's a lot in this world that I don't understand. And so, like, who am I to say, oh, because they show up as 3 foot tall, translucent figures that float and have red eyes, like, that can't be real.
Yeah.
Who am I to say that? Like, just, because I don't understand it. That's what upsets me about the church sometimes. It's like they will demonize something when, like, they ostracize him without even really understanding his story.
Yeah.
And, people be like, oh, an angel has to look just like this, or, an encounter with God has to be just like this. I'm just like, says who?
Yeah.
I don't know.
True.
I just
Yeah.
feel like there's this whole realm that we're supposed to believe in, that people, as soon as there's something like remotely spiritual or unexplainable or, unidentified, it's like, oh my gosh, this can't be real.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
why not? I don't know. I feel like Sagu really helped me be okay with not knowing something.
Really?
Yes. Going to Sagu and like learning about religion and philosophy, there were so many things where my mind was like, oh, that's like a stereotype I've had for a long time. Or like, oh, that's a belief that I didn't really know I was holding, and it was causing me to doubt all this stuff. And like, this class really opened up my mind to, the what if. And so from that, now I'm just like, I'm less threatened, a lot less threatened by weird stuff. But I knew you'd find that fascinating. I'll have to send you the episode.
Dude, yeah. Is that the same guy? 'Cause I think you mentioned him on a podcast a while ago.
Yeah,
Okay, so it's the same dude.
I think so.
But you can go like as much into detail, which I'm sure now you know even more from the audiobook.
Yes. Yeah.
But-
And because I listened to it a second time because
okay.
we needed like something to download because you don't have a lot of good service in Montana.
Oh yeah.
So we had a
yeah.
lot of driving to do. And I was like, I'm going to download because I knew my dad would like it a lot. So.
That is, I mean, dude, that's so fascinating.
Like, that's like your first time, or I guess like your first time hearing it in detail. Like where does your mind go with all that? Because there's a lot there.
Yeah, it is. I agree with you. I think I definitely don't think that, I think it'd be stupid to just blow it off and be like, yeah, like, that's not real, dude.
Yeah.
Like, orbs, nah.
Energy, no.
Yeah. But I just like don't really know like what to do with it.
Yeah.
It's like my questions are like, okay, like why this guy?
So he says that in the podcast.
Okay, yeah.
So Sean Ryan's like, so why do you think it's you? And he's like, that's the question I get most of all. And it's like, I wish I knew.
I'm sure, yeah.
It's like, I wish I knew. But he's had like a lot of near-death experiences in his life. Like even before that, a lot of near-death. Like he literally got shot in the shoulder. He almost got his shoulder blown off as a 10-year-old by a shotgun in a hunting accident. And like still has lead BBs in him from the bird shot.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Dang, that's crazy.
Yeah, he got like third-degree burns as a kid, like all this crazy stuff. And it's just been through such an intense life of suffering, like of pain in every area, like emotional, financial, physical, family, reputation, church, like every area that you as a person could suffer in, he has suffered in.
Yeah.
Like there's no point in making up a story like this that ends up like ruining your reputation,
Right.
and makes you like the town kook,
Right.
and then like hurt your, unless you're like a psycho. But when you listen to him, he comes across as like a very like super grounded guy, super grounded, like really Southern. It's just like it's like you're listening to someone like right here, just have a conversation with you. So I don't know. He sounded trustworthy. He sounded like almost like apprehensive to tell the story because
I'm sure. Yeah.
I mean, has been through so much.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been interviewed by that time a lot, but still, it's just
I do think that that's something that like adds to credibility, is like the fact that like what did he have to gain from it by telling that story, you know, especially for all those years.
Yes.
Which is like, yeah, like it wouldn't make sense.
Yeah. Which I think is this case too for who's that guy? The guy that worked at Area 51
Dude,
that was on Joe Rogan?
that's what I was gonna bring up. Is
Really?
Bob Lazar.
Bob Lazar.
Yeah.
Dude.
Which hit like him too. His life was like destroyed. Bro.
Destroyed.
Yeah,
His whole
like,
career.
Dude, like death threats, like all kinds of stuff.
Element 115.
115, dude.
And I listened to his podcast a few weeks ago too.
With
again.
Rogan.
Yeah. I listened to that again.
His story is pretty crazy too, dude.
Gosh, it's so good.
What I just don't understand though is like why is this guy on the Sean Ryan episode, like why is he supposedly like friends with all these government officials? Whereas Bob Lazar was like outcast.
Yeah.
You know, like
Dude.
which maybe it was solely because he was going against the protocol of wherever he was working,
true.
you know?
So
and
they
like actively releasing government secrets if there are any, but who knows?
And I think when Bob Lazar did it, it was in like the 80s.
Yeah, it was like in the 80s.
So this is like almost 25 years later.
Okay, yeah.
So that maybe had a difference, but also apparently
Yeah,
the dude, the guy from NASA that helped investigate and became like a family friend of theirs, apparently was like super interested in like some very specific details that they gave about what these things looked like. So apparently like one of them, or like a few times, they would appear and they would have like a red triangle on their chest. And that like really piqued the interest of this NASA guy. And he like a few more of the characteristics also, he was like, basically like I've seen that before in other cases that like he was very, and then they say that he was very interested. He really wanted to know about the triangle because they had seen that type before, or that they had seen that symbol before. And so you're just like, bro, what the crap? What I wouldn't give to be that dude's assistant, bro, and just go around with him when he freaking explores all that stuff. Gosh, but it's a double-edged sword because then it's like, who do you tell?
Yeah.
But now you know this like crazy thing. But I will say, I do think our generation is like the most receptive to UAP stuff. I really think that, because we're the generation that like we grew up kind of still knowing, like we grew up in the world where UFOs were like, you don't talk about them unless you're weird.
Yeah, pretty far-fetched.
Right?
Yeah.
And then like we saw the flip happen.
Yeah.
Where all of a sudden it was like the government's like, yeah, of course UFOs are real. Gotcha.
Yeah.
We've just been playing with you this whole time.
Yeah.
And I think we saw that as like, oh, there's a lot of stuff that the government's hiding from us that we can't. They don't want to tell anybody because they don't understand it. They maybe don't understand it themselves.
I agree.
And it's just more mainstream now.
I feel like what kicked it off really was the Bob Lazar.
Really?
I
think
feel,
it was that?
I feel like, I mean, I think there's a lot to it. you know, like you could say predictive programming, like it's in movies everywhere. So
True.
it's probably not gonna like phase us that much if we, you know,
Yeah.
if the government tells us that.
Yeah, I mean, dude, how many movies have we watched?
Yeah,
where there's an
yeah.
alien in it?
But I know for me, like especially, and I don't remember like hearing like, you know, I don't remember hearing serious conversations around that subject until Bob Lazar happened.
Huh.
Where this guy like goes on Joe Rogan's podcast, and I mean he'd gotten, I know Bob Lazar got attention like back in like the 80s and 90s, I think, when all that stuff was going on. But at that time too, he was like treated as just this like coup, you know, this like guy who's nuts. But then when Joe Rogan had him on, and like his story actually made sense, and like he seems like a credible dude.
Yeah.
It's like, holy crap, like it makes you think twice.
It does.
About it. And dude, before I even Bob Lazar, like that podcast was the podcast that like started me on.
It turned you?
Yeah. That was one that like got me on this whole like on the whole like conspiracy. That's when they got me on the rabbit hole. I'll say, yeah. Because it was that one, and then I watched the Alex Jones one, which is that's one of my favorite podcasts of all time. It's so funny.
Is that the one where he says the frogs are gay? They're trying to the frogs gay?
I think so. And
is it like the first one that he's ever done?
Yes. Well, it's like I don't think it's the first one, but it's like it's the biggest one that he's done. Yeah. It was like 4 hours long, I think.
Jeez.
Yeah. It's Alex Jones and then Eddie Bravo. Like comes on later, and it's just so funny.
Is it the one where he chokes out, or is that the next one? I think there's a newer one.
Yeah.
Or is it that one where he chokes out? He's like, "Choke me out, Eddie. Choke me out, Eddie. I'm ready."
Yes, I think so. Yeah, I think so. And he just like goes off, like he's just like yelling and screaming like the whole time, bro.
You see how much weight he's lost?
Dude,
he like had that whole
he looks
transformation
like
a few
a
months ago.
different person, bro. It's crazy.
I think he was just on with Tim Dillon on Tim Dillon's show. You know Tim Dillon, the comedian?
Yeah.
Also, he's a favorite of mine too. He's hilarious.
Tim Dillon, yeah, he's good.
I think he's one of the best storytellers, along with Joey Diaz. Those two guys,
yeah,
bro, they can tell a story.
Dude.
But yeah, he was on Tim Dillon's show, and it was so funny that it's like some of the comments were like why is this why is this actually like a credible conversation? Or like, you know, this is like my two uncles getting together and talking. It was so funny.
I need to listen to that one.
I just saw like a clip of it.
Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, the whole Bob Lazar thing, and then the Pentagon came out and said that like we have alien spacecraft. Like, or it was something along the lines of like we possess like craft or whatever not from this planet. It's just a wild statement to release.
I remember it was like they just like dropped it.
Yeah, it's like, all right.
Yeah. And then like
sick.
They like made us feel like we were the ones that like they made the population feel like they were the weird ones. Like,
I know.
Of course. Yeah. Like we have not been denying this for 50 plus years, 100 years.
Yeah, it is. It's crazy to see how. Actually, it's crazy how like quickly the tone towards it changed.
Dude,
you know,
so fast.
Because growing up, I mean, as long as I can remember,
yeah,
it wasn't until I was like, what? I would have been 22, 21, 22, that like people started seriously talking about UFOs. You know, like.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, they could be out there, you know? And it's just that's it.
Yeah. It's like just being reported on. And I think the next really big thing that happened was all those pilots that came out. And they started testifying in Congress about.
Yeah, the Navy pilots.
seeing things on their radar and stuff that they just like moving in ways they couldn't explain.
Yeah.
That, like nothing on this, and it's always my favorite, dude. Is like, people are like, is there any way this could be Chinese or Russian? And they're like, no, dude. Like, there's nothing that exists that can do that.
Yeah.
And if China or Russia had that, we would be not here, dude. Like, we would be toasted.
Yeah.
Like, no, they don't have this. Like, it's a dumb question.
Yeah. Yeah, then there's all the stories of, like, beings showing up and, shutting down, like, nuclear sites. Like, have you heard that?
Mm-mm.
Where, I don't know, Joe Rogan has talked about it a few times with people where these, like, big military facilities that are running, like, nuclear, I don't know, like, manufacturing, like, nuclear bombs or whatever, like, these beings will come and just, like, shut down the entire facility.
What?
Just, like, everything out.
No way.
And then then they're gone. And then, like, nothing ever happened. It's so weird.
That is crazy, dude.
But then I hear, that's where, like, what's tough for me is the differentiation between, like, between this guy on the Sean Ryan show, and then someone like Bob Lazar's account, where Bob Lazar is talking about, like, actual spacecraft, apparently, that he was working on.
Right.
Whereas this guy is talking about, like, these orbs and people, like, beings, like, talking to him.
Yeah.
So, but they both seem credible.
Right.
But also, like, different in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, they could both be true.
Dude. I'm like, dude, can I get can I book a tour with this dude? Like,
dude, yeah.
What is do you gotta know? I'm sure you gotta know somebody to go to one, but, like, I'd be down to go to North Carolina.
Dude, I have family in North Carolina.
Really?
Yeah.
No way?
Yeah.
Like, Sobieski side?
Mm-hmm.
Dang.
Yeah, dude. Might be.
I have to make a trip.
I have to make a trip, dude.
Join the wait list for Chris Bledsoe's UFO experience.
That would actually be crazy, bro.
Wouldn't that be wild?
To go there and actually, like, see something like that.
So I was thinking about that today, actually. And I was like, because he talks about it. He'll be like, he said in the podcast that they only appear to people that, this was so funny. They only appear to people that, like, believe that they exist.
Really?
So, like, he said he's seen where there's a group of people that he's like, hey, he can kind of sort of, like, feel when they're, like, he can kind of feel the energy when they're, like, kind of showing up. And so he'll be like, hey, like, watch out for the tree line or whatever. And, there'll be, like, one person in the group that's, like, a skeptic or whatever. And he's watched where, like, the skeptic will turn away, like, look away for a second, and the orb will appear, and everyone else will see it. And then he'll, like, watch the person turn back and it'll disappear.
No
right before
way,
they can.
dude.
He said that. Like, they respect your free will. If you don't believe it, they will not, like, impose themselves on you.
Wow.
Which is a weird detail too, to kind of, like, I don't know. It's just, like, another little interesting twist that they, like, respect your free will. But that's interesting too.
That is actually super interesting. Oh, man, that's making me think of this other. There's this theology out there, and I cannot remember what it's called. Something grace. I want to say it's like. This could totally be wrong, but I want to say it's impartial grace or something like that. That could totally not be it. That's what I think it is.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
It's like this idea that if God fully revealed himself, like, and revealed, like, his goodness and whatever, like, on the earth, that, like, everyone would automatically believe, like, no questions asked. It would be like, I think this is how it's described. Like they would. It would be so obvious that, like, almost the idea of free will would be removed. that they would have like no choice but to believe.
Like that's the viewpoint.
That's the viewpoint. Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know, but
Okay, the only thing I feel like is evidence against that view is like in Revelation where it talks about how after the 1,000-year millennial reign that Satan will be released again one last time and he'll tempt people and he will tempt people to like join him for one, and that's where you have like the one last fight where God like actually puts him in the lake of fire forever.
yeah.
After the 1,000-year millennium, where like 1,000-year reign with Christ, where like we will experience his fullest glory. Like we will be in his presence all the time.
Yes.
So that's all, I guess the only thing in my mind that someone could say against that of like, this is God revealing his fullest goodness. There's no sin. 1,000-year millennial reign, like you're with God in heaven and you still have the free will apparently
I see what
to
you're
be
saying.
tempted by Satan. And like, even though you've experienced the fullness of God.
Honestly, I don't know what I think about it.
Yeah.
Because like some people would argue, I don't know. Because like, is the 1,000-year reign, like, would that be the fullness of God compared to heaven? Like, why? Like, you know?
I'm pretty sure. It's been so long since I've like gone through the timeline of it, but I'm pretty sure it's like, I think during that, I think I might be wrong. There's some part either before the 1,000-year reign or it's after the 1,000-year reign where the earth gets cleansed with fire, and then like Jerusalem, like the city of heaven, this is like brought, like heaven comes to earth basically, and it's like the completion of God's plan where we're all supposed to be in Eden, right? But like he comes and redeems everything, and then he like cleanses the earth with fire, and then heaven comes and like lands on earth, and it's like that's where eternity happens. But I can't remember if that's before, or I think it's probably after defeating Satan for the final time. That would make the most sense. Because I think it's my understanding that people, okay, at least for like the specific view of the tribulation where all the believers are raptured before the tribulation. Then you have the tribulation, and then you have the battle of like the Antichrist and Satan and against God. But you still have people like during the tribulation that are being still martyred. And then you have like the final sort of, or you have like that battle before the 1,000-year reign. So it's after the tribulation, at least in this view. And then you have a battle, the great white, like you have like the great white throne judgment.
Yeah.
Then you have the 1,000-year reign. And so there's people in heaven that have been raptured. There's people in heaven that have like made it through the tribulation and like become Christians through the tribulation. And there's people in heaven that have like they have like previously died throughout the centuries and have just been in heaven chilling. So you have like kind of different, the thought is you have like different versions of, I guess, people in heaven and like spirits in heaven. And so there's like some speculation on, can the people who have been in heaven, like they died on earth, went to heaven, can they be tempted? Or is it only the people that have been like raptured up from their human form or made it to tribulation can be tempted? So I remember there being like some kind of back and forth on that. It's just making me want to like go back through Revelation again, dude. My dad used to have like a giant book, like a whole like picture diagram book that was like like a foot and a half by like a foot and a half, and it would show you like pictures, and it would describe like diagrams of like all the different bowl judgments and the trumpet judgments and the seals and the like. It was like a picture book of Revelation essentially, with diagrams that would like kind of show you like the timeline of everything happening, and have like the verses and stuff. Gotta find that thing.
That would be interesting to see. I would like to see it because I feel like, dude, I love Revelation. It's like, it's so interesting. But I think I'm definitely a post-tribulation believer.
Like
in terms of like Christ coming back. Yeah. And I would like to study it again because like I really think, like, from what I remember, like the whole Left Behind series, it's just like not like super accurate to what the book describes, you know? And I think it's instilled a lot of like those
100%
ideals into like a lot of modern Christians' minds. Like, dude, the Battle of Armageddon, I think, is like, it's like mentioned in like one tiny verse in Revelation. And then like the word Antichrist is not even in Revelation. Neither is the word rapture. So like there's just a lot of things that is interesting. And like I remember when we took Revelation in apocalyptic literature at SAGU, like one of the things we talked about was like the seals and then the bowls and the trumpets, right? And like and they were talking about how like scholars debate the meaning of them, and are they, like, the question they would often ask is like, are they 21 different events? Or are they 7 different events described differently?
Interesting.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's really, it's like, there's just, it's interesting. But I brought that up because, like, what you said about about these beings, like, revealing to them, like, respecting their free will. That just is interesting because it's like, they know. Okay, 2 things come to my mind with this, because like it's interesting because they know that, and that's true. They know that if they see them, it's like, of course they would believe, right? It's like, it'd be too easy. Like, what's the point of faith?
Yeah.
I guess, right? But then on the flip side of that, my mind then goes to Jesus, and when he talks to the Pharisees, and they're like, give us a sign. And Jesus is like, even if I gave you a sign, like, you wouldn't believe. Right? So it's like, I don't know what to think.
Maybe that's like levels of the heart.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's fun to think about. It's fun to talk about.
It is. I might have to go through Revelation this week, dude.
Dude, might have to. Might have to do a little ChatGPT study.
I did read it last year all the way through. Like, well, I like listened to it while I was at work one time. It's a fascinating book,
dude.
It always bothered me though, like growing up in church, how people would always say, oh, you know, I literally remember this, like at this girl I dated in high school, when I was at her church, I remember telling one of the elders there that I was reading Revelation. She was like, be careful with that. Like, you know, as if it's like, I feel like some people act like Revelation is just so, you know,
what, like
you just can't understand it or anything. So it's like
don't even try.
Yeah, like don't even read it. You know, like it's like, holy crap.
She's like
she was
making
like
Revelation
me from reading it.
She's like making Revelation like like a recreational drug that's a gateway drug to something.
Yeah,
Like,
dude, yeah.
don't try marijuana, like it could lead to other things. Like
Yes.
don't read Revelation, it could lead you to other interpretations.
That's what it felt like. Yeah, I was like, I don't know. Yeah, that bothered me.
Probably made you want to read it even more.
Yeah. So, dude, this is a book of the Bible. Like, I'm
So
gonna
funny.
read it.
It's like so funny when people. I feel like there's like this 1900s type thing that churches like the authority would do to people, where it's like they think that just by saying don't do it, it's gonna like somehow prevent people from doing it.
Yeah.
Like the church is like, don't go watch movies. Like, don't listen to this music. Don't do the, like, it's got demons in it. And it's just like made the freaking kids of the 60s and 70s only go do those things.
Yeah, dude.
You know? And it's like, all right. Dude. If you tell a kid not to do something, it's only going to make them want to do it more.
Yeah.
But
Especially with
what do
like
I know?
zero explanation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, what do I know?
Yeah, you don't have kids, dude.
I don't
What
have
are you
kids,
talking
dude.
about?
Yeah. I've not been a kid before. I came out as an adult.
Yeah. Well,
We can wrap it up there. That was
yeah, that was
pretty good. Hour
good one.
20.
The cameras didn't shut off. Thank
Yeah,
God.
thank God. All right. Well, thanks for listening to another episode of Second Floor Experience, where we recount other podcasts on our podcast. And if you want to check that out, the guy's name is Chris Bledsoe, and he's on the Sean Ryan Show. And he also has a book called UFO of God, I think it's called. And yeah, it's interesting. Check it out. Let us know what you think. Is it a bunch of baloney? Is there any truth to it? And
Is it demonic?
Is it demonic? We'll catch you next time on the Second Floor Experience podcast. Peace.
Peace out.
I want to talk to you. Not now. Later. No, now.